Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bet, you can always find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games in Major League Baseball for Thursday. First up, it's the Minnesota Twins taking on the Boston Red Sox. This one's an afternoon game at 1:35 Eastern. We're going to see Kenta Maeda and Tanner Houck on the mound in this one. And, I got my concerns with Kenta Maeda. We know he skipped his start after his last game against the Chicago White Sox back on April 10th, and it wasn't a very good start for him in that one. 6 innings, 8 base hits, 4 earned runs, a home run, only 3 strikeouts. We know this season Maeda is recovering or returning from the injury he had that he missed all last year with. And, he had to miss that start because of fatigue. Now you're playing at a very hitter-friendly ballpark against a Red Sox lineup that's much better against righties, and they limit strikeouts against righties pretty well. You're already having issues missing bats consistently. This could be a tough outing for Maeda. On the other side, Tanner Houck, he's pitched well in his last 2 games. He's limited. He hasn't given up a home run in each of his last 2 starts. He's missing bats. He has 10 strikeouts in his last 9 innings. The control's been off a little bit, but I still think he's good enough here. I think he's the better starter here. I'm going to take the Boston Red Sox at home. I think they have I think the lineups are pretty even. I think the starting pitching advantage goes to Boston. The bullpen's about even as well, so give me the Red Sox. In our next game, we see the Los Angeles Angels taking on the New York Yankees. This one's going to be a 4:05 Eastern start time. Patrick Sandoval and Nestor Cortez, a pair of southpaws, on the mound in this one. Plainly put, the Angels have better numbers against lefties this year, and both starters are pitching well to start 2023, but the Angels in team OPS number 2 in baseball against those left-handed pitchers. The New York Yankees ranked 27th in the league. We saw them struggle to do much of anything against Jose Suarez, one of the weaker arms in this Angels rotation, and the Angels 5th best in isolated power in the league against those left-handers. Their strikeout rate is a lot lower against lefties than it is against righties. Their walk percentage at 10.2% is top 10 in baseball. So, Nestor Cortez, very good pitcher, obviously, but Patrick Sandoval, 1-0 with a 1.23 ERA. I had my concerns with him going into his last outing against the Red Sox team, but he had 6 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings, didn't give up an earned run. He had 2 unearned runs because the Angels defense struggled, but I think he pitches well here, and I think, I don't trust this Angels bullpen, so I'm just going to take the half a run with the Angels in the first 5 innings. I think they have the lead. If not, if they're tied, we cash this ticket as well, so give me that half a run with the Angels in the first 5. Next up, it's the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're going to see Luke Weaver and Rowanzi Contreras on the mound in this one. Luke Weaver made a couple of outings in AAA Louisville for the Reds organization. He pitched pretty well in those innings. 9 innings of work, 9 strikeouts, only 3 earned runs allowed. And we saw him last year at the Major League level with the Royals and the Diamondbacks. And although his ERA was a little bit steep, his FIP numbers were good because he earns strikeouts and he limits the home run ball. So, yes, he can have a little bit of problems with the free passes and the walks, but if he can limit those as best he can, I think he's going to be able to put together a solid campaign for the Reds in that rotation, a rotation that needs him after experiencing a couple of injuries to start the year. But I think Weaver actually also benefits from the fact he's facing the Pirates off of a Coors Field series. They have no days off in between. They play on Wednesday afternoon against the Rockies at Coors, and now they have to play this game against Cincinnati. So I do think the Pirates' bats are going to suffer because of it. We've seen it this year. We've seen it in previous years with road teams after a Coors Field series. And, Rowanzi Contreras, I think he's a solid pitcher. I thought he pitched pretty well in his last game against the Cardinals. He struggled early on, but the Cardinals could not really take advantage of their plenty of opportunities with runners in scoring position. And because of that, Contreras was able to put together a solid outing. But I still have my concerns in this game. He gives up some sharp contact at times. He also doesn't really miss a ton of bats. His K percentage is in the bottom 16th percentile. So I do think the Reds getting plus money really attractive here. So give me the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. Next up, we see the Colorado Rockies taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Ryan Feltner and Matt Strahm are your starters. Now, similar to what I just said about the Pittsburgh Pirates offensively, the Rockies also have to play Wednesday afternoon against Pittsburgh, and then they have to travel out to Philadelphia with no days off, and I think their offense is going to struggle. The Rockies are already 2-7 this season on the road. We usually see the Rockies have one of the worst road records in baseball year after year, and I think it's going to be a tough spot for them. Again here, Ryan Feltner's also not pitching too well this season. His first 2 road games, he went 4 2/3 innings against the Dodgers, giving up 5 earned runs and a homer. His next road start against the Mariners, 3 2/3 innings at a pitcher-friendly ballpark, 5 base hits, 5 earned runs, a homer. He had 5 strikeouts. He's been able to miss some bats, but gives them a lot of sharp contact and a good amount of walks as well. Matt Strahm on the other side, I don't know how deep he's going to go into this game. He's kind of a, he was featured out of the bullpen at the beginning of the season, but he's put together some decent starts. He misses a good amount of bats. There's no official line for this game right now, so we could see a pitching change in this one, but I still think no matter what, the Rockies offense is going to struggle, and this is a really good opportunity for the Phillies to grab a win. This is a really good spot for them. So give me the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. I'll lay a little bit on the run line as well. Next up, we see the Chicago Cubs taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Michael Grove and Jameson Taillon are your projected starters. This is an interesting game because we see the same exact pitching matchup we saw back on April 15th, where the starting pitchers both pitched really well, but neither of them had a decision in that game. Michael Grove went 5 2/3 innings, only giving up 1 earned run with 6 strikeouts. Jameson Taillon, 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, no earned runs. So the Cubs bullpen blew that game in the end. I could see the same thing happen in a game like this, where I think both starters will pitch pretty well, but I do think the Dodgers have the advantage in the lineup and the bullpen side of things in this one. So for me, leaning towards the Dodgers here on the money line on the road, even though the Cubs have been a solid, underdog team and just a solid team in general this year, I think the Dodgers take this one. So give me the Dodgers on the money line. In our next game, we see the San Diego Padres taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're going to see Michael Wacha and Ryan Nelson on the mound in this one. We see a really steep total for this game, I think for good reason. We see Michael Wacha coming off a start where he was not sharp at all. He went 4 1/3 innings, giving up 11 base hits, 7 earned runs, and 2 home runs, and an 11-2 Brewers win in that game. And the Diamondbacks are a team that's really been, pesky offensively. They don't strike out much. They put the ball in play. I think they're going to be able to get to Wacha for a few runs early. On the other side, Ryan Nelson's tough to trust in this game too, because he's gone 17 innings and he's got a 3.71 ERA, but only 10 strikeouts. He's given up a home run in 2 of his 3 starts. His control's been off at times, and I do think the Padres will be able to get to him, just like they did in the first time they faced him at the beginning of the season, where Nelson went 5 innings, giving up 6 base hits, a home run, and 3 earned runs in that game. That was a 5-4 Padres win. I think we're going to see a lot of scoring in this one. I'm going to take the over in San Diego, Arizona. And the final game for Thursday's card in Major League Baseball, it's the New York Mets and the San Francisco Giants. Kodai Senga and Sean Manaea on the mound in this one. The Giants have a ton of former Mets on their roster. Guys like Wilmer Flores, Darren Ruff, Michael Conforto, J.D. Davis. The list seems to go on and on. But in this game, I do think Sean Manaea could be the better option on the mound. We know Manaea pitched once at Oracle Park this season, a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, and he had a really good outing in that one. He went 6 innings, 8 strikeouts against the Kansas City Royals, only giving up 1 earned run. And we know the Mets last year weren't the best against left-handed pitching. This year, mixed results to start the season, but Kodai Senga on the other side, although he's been good with the strikeout stuff and he's had a pretty good start to the year overall, he has faced some pretty weak lineups in the Marlins twice and the Oakland A's once. And in that game against Oakland, he gave up 4 earned runs, 7 base hits, 2 home runs, 4 walks as well. So the Giants definitely better numbers against righties than against lefties. Against lefties, they're one of the worst lineups in baseball. But against righties, they're second right now in the league in team OPS. They're second in isolated power. Their strikeout rate's a little bit lower, and their walk rate's much higher. So I think the Giants getting plus money pretty valuable in my eyes. So give me the San Francisco Giants on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games in baseball for Thursday. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.